Hi guys, this is Connie from Connie's Nails and Creative Creations. Today I'm taking part in a challenge called Craft My Stash, and the host of this challenge is Full-Time DIY Mommy. So I'm really looking forward to showing you. This was a Dollar Tree item that I purchased a while ago, and I just want to share it with you. So don't forget to go down in the description box. All the information links is going to be there. Now this is an egg that I got from the Dollar Tree, and it has a lot of glitter on it, so I am just using a sanding block, and I am just sanding as much of that glitter off as I can. And then I'm using my little ladybug vacuum cleaner, which the link for that is in my link tree for my Amazon storefront. So once I get that all cleaned, I grabbed my black chalk paint that I made, and I'm covering that whole, it was the front side, it's going to be the back side, and I don't mind that you can see what's there. I'm just trying to cover it so that it looks better. And then once that is done and I dry it, I flip it over, and there was some glitter on there, so I used my ladybug again. And this is my white chalk paint that I made, and I am just going to cover the front of that egg. Now I put 3 coats of white on this egg, and there it is. The 3rd coat is done, and so now I grab some painter's tape and I am sticking it on. I'm going to make a buffalo check, but I'm not going to do a black and white and gray. I'm going to do a purple and white one. So I'm just using that little one as my spacer, rubbing them down to make sure that it stays on there really good so the paint won't bleed. Now I've got 2 shades of purple, so that's all I'm going to be putting on. This is a dark one, and I'm using a makeup sponge from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just pouncing it on there, and I'm not using a lot of paint, and that way there'll be less chance of it bleeding. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pounce away. I love buffalo check in any and every color imaginable. I just think it is just extremely classic farmhouse to me. So you can see this purple, it's not like a solid color. I guess I could have gone back over it again, but I really liked the way it looked. It just was just absolutely beautiful. So once that is done and it's dried, I'm using my Darcy heat gun, and I have that link as well as in my link tree. And like I said, that will take you to the Amazon where you can get it. And I'm just pulling all those tape off, and I had no bleeding at all. Okay, now I'm using that little measuring thing for, I can't even remember what it's called, but I used it to make sure that it was straight. And I'm doing the same thing again, using that little piece for my spacer, and just putting all the pieces of tape across this egg. And once I get that done, I have a lavender paint that I'm going to use next, and I'm just going to okay, now I've got the lavender, and I'm just using a different makeup sponge, and I'm just going to get that down on my palette. I use old ice cream lids. I've had this one for about 30 years, and I have another one that I've had at least 30 years, if not more, and I just keep cleaning them off, and they work just fine. So here I am doing the other. Now what's cool is the color, when it goes over the dark colors, that gives you the variations of the squares. So this I found is the easiest way. I've seen other people do it other ways, but I really like just doing this technique. So, and I'm doing light amounts of paint again so that I don't get any bleeding at all. So once I'm done, and I just checked and made sure there was no heavy spots, I just went ahead and just pulled those off. And as you can see, beautiful. Okay, I found this little bunny on the internet, and I went ahead and I printed it off, and then I cut it out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape it down to the egg and trace around it with a Sharpie marker. Okay, now that I have that taped down, and I'm going to take that Sharpie pen and I'm just going to draw all the way around this bunny. Okay, as I finish that, then I'm just going to take that paper off, and I'm just going to have it sitting off to the side, just so I can kind of have a little bit of a reference, so I can make it look the way I want it to look. Okay, I've got to cover all that purple up. So I'm going to use my white chocolate paint, and I'm going to have to put 3 coats of white on that to completely cover all of that purple check that is behind it. So I'll just let you watch me do that, or actually I think I'm just going to fast forward. Okay, got that all covered, and I'm just making sure that it's completely dry. And then I'm going to start painting the detail in it. And I am going to use my white and my black and make a gray, and that way I can lighten it and darken it as needed. Okay, I'm just painting it all gray except for the parts where I needed it to stay white. And so I'm just going around all those areas, and I'm just using that bunny there for a reference so I can kind of get an idea of how it looked. I don't want to completely botch it. So like I said, I'm just kind of going around making sure that I get all the spots where I want to have it completely gray. And you can see I have a little bit of an outline there. I kind of drew it in a little bit so that I had some reference lines to kind of go by, because I didn't want to completely mess it up. So I'm just filling those in, and then as I need more lighter colors, I'm just going to add white in, and I'm going to let you sit and watch this, and I'll be right back. And you can see I'm putting more highlights in with the lighter gray just to make it look more the way I want it to look. I'm using light gray, and then once I'm done with that, then I'm going to start adding the other colors in the eye. in the eyes, plus more details like on the nose and the face, the mouth and stuff. And I'll let you watch me do that. Okay, now as I'm finishing up all the details, I wanted to remind you to go down to the description box. Down there will be a link to the the Full-Time DIY Mommy channel, as well as the playlist and all of my link tree, so you can go to where I have all my links for all my different tools that I use, as well as don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and if you hit it twice, you can choose to get notified every time I upload, as well as give me the big thumbs up, and I love comments, so please leave me a comment. Now right here I am just putting a jute hanger on this egg, and it is done. Oops, I forgot the highlights in the eyes, so I had to go back and do that. You guys have a great day. I hope you guys all have a great week and weekend, and don't forget to be the Bible somebody reads today, and God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.